Season 9 of Drake's Migration Nation is powered by Hydra-Trek, powerful, rugged, amphibious vehicles.
A brisk 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. We got the boat in the water, and today we got the secret weapon, the two-man layout boat. We're gonna go out and set her up, and the spot that we saw where all the Eider were traveling from outside of the island we were sat at yesterday to back up in the little inland bay. We're gonna set back up in there with this thing here, so it should be deadly. The next morning we're gonna use the same ramp, but we're gonna gun a different technique. Randy's got a two-man layout boat. If you're not familiar with a layout boat, it's a boat that lays flat to the water that you get in and lay down. It's a really cool experience, a much different perspective to see the birds come in when your head's only 2 feet off the water. And let me tell you, they decoy great. Yeah, we are doing something a little bit different this morning. First off, it's 20 degrees cooler. The wind's still kind of blowing, but we're in a spot that we're not really feeling it as much. And we're in an awesome two-man layout boat. So the Eider, in theory, should be right in our face. Much different shooting than yesterday. Super nice Drake just came by. We're ready now. So being positioned very comfortably in the layout boat, we're seeing a lot of birds fly. Goldeneye, red-breasted mergansers, scoter, and a lot of Eider.
Right now, just setting up an anchor for us to come back to. When those guys shoot a bird, I'll run in there, pick it up, and I don't have to pull the anchor in every time. I just put a decoy on it, throw the rope, come back, pick the rope up, and go back on the anchor.
So although we're very comfortable in the layout boat, we're definitely confined. We can't move, so Randy is in his big boat, being the tender, picking up our birds. We've got the boat and the decoys positioned in between where the Eider roost and where they're gonna come up and feed. So they've actually got to fly past the decoys to get where they want to feed. Another reason for being set up where we are, the temperatures are much cooler this morning, and actually the wind is very strong. So we're in an area where we can, if you will, kind of get out of the wind. That one's a nice Drake, he's dead.
All right, Jeff, yeah, we just got another one to decoy really good. Come on, Jeff. Yeah, I got one out of that.
Come on, for the middle one. Got him.
Yeah! That is an absolute trophy.
Oh, look at the Drake surf scoter. See him on the right? Didn't shoulder the gun. I'm feeling my arm for that one.
This one, it's getting close to full plumage. He's still got a lot of black on him. Still, nonetheless, it's got its own character, those black tips.
And this is why we came to Massachusetts, yes. So I was able to have all the fun that I could legally, and Randy trusted me to be the captain of his boat. We're gonna let him jump in the layout boat now. This is a great morning. There it is.
There you go.
Beautiful bird. Peach in the chest. Stout bird, big old heavy bird.
Surf scoter came around the wrong side.
The birds have definitely slowed down. It's a little later in the morning, but Randy's shooting is dead on.
That one came out of nowhere. So it's been a pretty productive morning. We still got one left to our limit, but we're gonna call it a day. We gotta get going to see if we can square up with a lobster boat and get you guys out on a lobster boat hauling traps, seeing what that's all about, so we can bring home some lobsters tonight and get that going.
All right, so northbound we are, headed to Portland, Maine. It might sound like it's a long drive, but it's really not. A quick drive through New Hampshire, and we're into Maine. And when you think of Maine, what's the first thing you think of? Lobster. Hey.
Hey, how we doing?
Jeff Coates.
Tucker Jordan.
Nice to meet
Tucker.
you. Thank you very much for having us. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. We got the Maine Lobster Boys boat here, named the Miss Lavina, after my wife. You're welcome to come aboard.
Thank you.
Let's go see if we can catch some bugs.
Awesome. Randy had a prior commitment, but he's put us in the good hands of the Maine Lobster Boys, Tucker and Andrew, and we're headed out. So we jump aboard, head on out to the open water to some traps that have been soaking for a few days now. So I am a licensed captain, but today Tucker's in charge, and I'm just a guest deckhand, and the pressure's on. Fortunately, every trap we pulled had lobster in it. Time to go steam them up. Eider in Massachusetts, lobster in Maine, and now on to our third state, New Hampshire. We're gonna steam these bugs up.
To keep up with all the hunting action, check us out on the web.